right. I think we're about to go live, hopefully. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I am just getting set up. I am letting people know that I'm doing a cheeky little stream. Gotta get another holiday one in while I still have everything all set up. Can't help myself. How are you? What's on your hobby table? How is it going? I've got holiday movies going on in the background, so there are background noise tonight, but we'll switch that up if it gets distracting. Stream before Christmas. Yep, you dang right, Brady. You dang right. I have so many cans of Arizona tea on my desk, one of which is the one that I'm drinking out of, so it's like a roulette to try and find which one is the right one. It's this one. But of course, I will forget that and have to rediscover that every time. I don't quite know what I want to paint tonight. Hello, Soda Addict. Hello, Josh. Happy Hobbymas, one and all. One and all. I do have my Christmas jammies on as well. Because of course I do. Gotta have Christmas jammies. If you're me. I thought I might work more on these Necromunda minis that I was painting like Dunkaroos before. I had this test model going. I haven't finished him, and I kind of want to see how it turns out. So until I find something like festive to do, I do have this like snowman guy that I could paint, which would probably be more appropriate. But this is the one that's striking my interest right now. So I think I might just go with that. You as an audience collectively are generally not too picky about what I decide to paint. I think probably I should get new paint water. That's looking a wee bit murky. Okay, hang on. BRB. I'm gonna be good and get new paint water. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Keegan. Hello, Chris. Hello to you all. Hi. It is good to see you. I need to get paint water. I'll be right here. I'll be right back, but I will also be right here. I don't like eggnog, Josh. I'm sorry. There will be no eggnog on this stream, although maybe there will be a cheeky cup of cocoa later. I do love some hot cocoa. You are picky. Paint something else. Thank you for the merry hobby day times. Ooh, with or without marshmallows? I prefer mini marshmallows in hot cocoa. I don't happen to have any. So probably I will do without marshmallows. But I do have butter cookies to have alongside with it, which I find. Well, I actually have quite the variety. Got butter cookies, gingerbread, and sugar cookies. So, plenty of different choices. All right. Well, you know what? You know what, Josh? Since you've said paint something else, I will start a poll. What do you want to see me work on? We got the snowman model. We've got the Necromunda Ashways. I could try assembling something, maybe. Or what else have I got? I'll do a random pull from the drawer. I will call it the drawer of mystery. It's the drawer of work in progresses. Drawer of question marks. All right. Go ahead and cast your votes. You're assembling Imperial Guard tonight. Okay, cool. Ooh. Eggnog or mulled wine would both be cool. You know, whatever festive beverage strikes your fancy, you should drink. Carl Blumstein asks, "Wow, hi Carl, welcome to the stream." That's a straight up question. Am I trans? Yes, I'm non-binary. I suppose I'm so used to not introducing myself on these streams. I'm Fiverr. It's nice to meet you. I use they them pronouns. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's see where we're at with the poll. Got some votes. All right. Excellent. You guys have there's 8 votes, so that's cool. Spread across the different options, but we do have at least a vague consensus. Carl, I'm not comfortable answering that question, so I'm not going to. Hello, Goober. Cast a vote in the poll, Goober. We're all tied up between Assembly and Ashwaite's nomads. Yeah, it's a lot of personal information to just come in asking someone on a live stream. So, yeah. Not gonna answer that. You made it a tie again? Well, that's unhelpful, but thank you for voting. Okay, well, I'll just end the poll here. And I'm just gonna, because the Ashwaste Nomad is in front of me, then democracy has failed us by ending in a tie, and I'm just going to become a dictatorship once more. And it's in front of me, so I'm going to paint it. I do appreciate the fact that you did immediately participate in the poll. So thank you for that. Democracy struggles for real, for real. So these ash wastes, I'm testing out the color scheme for. They're gonna be Dunkaroo inspired with any luck, so I'm hoping that will turn out. When I was painting the Night Titan that I just finished up, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen the videos for, I didn't actually end up using any washes on that model at all, and I want to kind of try that out on these and see if I like that as a different style that I can occasionally flex. So we'll see how that goes. Oh man, the Ghost of Christmas Past is really cool in Muppet Christmas Carol. I remember I used to be super afraid of that, but I was more afraid of at the beginning part where the door knocker turns into Marley's face. I don't know why that terrified me so much as a kid, but I hated that part of Muppet Christmas Carol. It scared me so bad. Dunkaroo is nostalgia. Yeah, it combines like all of the stuff that I long to combine in these paint projects, which is some mix of like nostalgia and also food. Um and I think I mentioned this on a previous stream where like my friends were talking a bunch about Five Nights at Freddy's, so I watched a playthrough of all the games so I could have at least a working knowledge of what the fuck they were talking about. And the most recent game takes place in like an 80s arcade that's vaguely reminiscent of like 6 different places I used to go as a child. So, I definitely feel like the Dunkaroos nostalgia vibe fits with the random shit I've been watching on YouTube as well, and that's just, it's just bringing it all together in one kind of synergy, I guess you could say. Door knocker is kid's first jump scare. It really is. Soda, yeah, it got all tied up while you were away, so I just made the call. Um, I inverted democracy because there were not the vote was too split, and I didn't want to make a second poll with only 2 options. What did you just stumble into? Hi, my name's Fiverr. I'm painting some Necromunda Ashwaste nomads to look like Dunkaroos. Uh, Somehow we got talking about Muppet Christmas Carol. We're gonna bounce around from like a lot of topics, so do your best. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with the chat half the time, and I'll go off on a tangent and then try and catch up with everything everybody said. Um, good luck. Good luck, my friend. Training jump scare. Yeah, just put the training wheels on. Yeah, that's really what it is. I don't know. I used to really scare easily at movies when I was young. Like, I thought the most terrifying things in the world were Radcliffe from Disney's Pocahontas and the witch from Disney's Snow White and the door knocker thing from Muppet Christmas Carol. But now I go see horror movies and I complain that they're not scary enough consistently. Like, the only things that really get to me now and again are like psychological kind of things or stuff like Hereditary, because I have a lot of problems with my own mother where I'm just like, yeah, no, that's scary, but in like a childhood trauma kind of way, and not in like a fun horror movie creepy concept sort of way. I think that's why I watch that's why I enjoyed watching horror game playthroughs so much as well. Like, I'm always hoping that I will be scared by something. And so often I am not. Did you have Aladdin's castles? I don't know what that is, so I didn't. Maybe other people did? Ghostwriter was PBS Magic. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that either. No, that is not true. The door knockers don't scare me anymore. Adult Fiverr is scared of like boring things like the downfall of society and how capitalism is slowly consuming us all. Not fun things like LOL the Muppet Ghosts. That's what becoming an adult is. I wish I was scared of something normal like spiders. Actually, horses are kind of scary when you think about it. Their faces are too long. But I'm not gonna like scream and run away in terror if I saw a horse. And if there was a horror movie where like the horse was the villain, I don't think you could actually make it scary. Oh my gosh, okay. Everybody's talking. Sorry, if I haven't said hello to you, there's a lot of people in the chat, and y'all talking really fast, so I'm doing my best. Also, I'm painting. I'm gonna stop apologizing from that point on going forward about it. I'm just gonna do my best. But yeah, if I miss your post or comment, I am but one human moderating this chat for and by myself. Just trying to get by and also get some good painting in. Horses are not fine. Persephone, look into the eyes of a horse and tell me it hasn't considered murder. Yeah, I can see how seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre at 8 might kind of alter your general threshold for what you consider to be terrifying. That's very fair. If you hear sounds of destruction in the background, know that it is my cats trying to tear apart the Christmas tree, as they have been doing for the past several weeks. It is unending torment, and I simply have learned to live with it. Yeah, I didn't see the sheep horror movie that A24 put out either. I think it had a very short theatrical run. I'd intended to go and see it, but by the time I was like ready to, I think there was either another film out that I wanted to see more, or its theatrical run was over. So I'll have to like rent it from the library, see about getting that, or if it comes out on a streaming service. Though A24 is really weird about putting their stuff on streaming services, so honestly, who knows? I always want all of A24's films to be really good because sometimes they're super scary, and I don't actually know if that's just Ari Aster having a really good and weird taste in horror, or if universally they are scary. But like, at least they're not just guy chasing you through a house. Like, I don't think I'm very scared of that anymore, unfortunately. Slashers don't really do a whole lot for me. Who's on a Christmas VCR tape? Oh no. Y'all know way too much about horses, okay? This is a alarming amount of horse knowledge. They're scary to me. Let's just leave it at that. All right. I was never a horse girl. I was never a horse boy. I was never a horse they them. So can't speak to the I think horses have no ill intent mindset. Have I seen The Strange Thing About the Johnsons? No, I have not seen that film. If you think it's one that I should see, feel free to drop a note about it in the recommendations section of our Discord. I will post a link. You do not have to be a patron or anything like that to join our fun little Discord server. You can just join in and then recommend weird films or talk about stuff. Show me the model that you're working on. I'm remembering to post links for Synergy. Nope, the camera didn't freeze. I was just grabbing the link from Discord because I was remembering to do that like a good person who knows how to self promote and do all the YouTube things. To tell people to like and subscribe and support me on Patreon or some shit like that. One day I'll have a good speech cadence worked out for all that shit. Hopefully, maybe that's what I'll work on in 2023 is learning how to shill a bit better. But I'm bad at it now. I am bad at it now. I feel like everybody hears that shit so often from everybody on YouTube that I'm just like, I don't want to say it myself because I'm tired of hearing it. So that's something I've got to work on. Less less random poetry and more remembering to feed the algorithm on occasion. Just dump a couple of fish flakes into its little YouTube tank. Hello, Caleb. What's up? I'm having a nice evening painting Necromunda Ashwaste Nomad. What's up with you? How are you doing? The Man Behind the Sun. Watch that. I feel like I may. That title sounds like vaguely familiar, but I couldn't place it for the life of me. Last October, I watched like I don't know, like 43 different Halloween and or horror films because I was very in a strange part of my life and just needed to consume as much content as I physically could so I didn't have to think about anything actually happening in my life. So it's very possible that I watched that film somewhere in that binge and then I just forgot the plot of it completely. You didn't stock up on fun things to drink before the storm. That's a shame. I got some really interesting soda as a Christmas gift exchange the other day. My friend Ariel gave me some, I think they're locally made sodas, or they're from like a small company, but they make like weird flavored sodas. And I tried one of them out the other day that was a prickly pear cactus soda, which kind of just tasted like bubblegum, if I'm honest. It was kind of like a berry sort of flavor. It was fine. I don't tend to go for like really berry flavored things often, so it was sort of a nice change of pace. The other one that I got from Ariel is it's elderflower flavored, and I don't know that I've ever had elderflower flavored anything before. So I have absolutely no idea what that could possibly taste like. Floral, I suppose, but like again, no real concept of what an elderflower tastes like, except that sounds like something that they would eat and or drink at a Redwall feast. So that doesn't sound like real food for humans. Trying to build this cape out into like the icing part of a Dunkaroo. Um, we'll see how that goes. Then I'll try and highlight the teal with this deep sky blue. Maybe that'll work. Might need to be paler, but we're gonna try it. More like a smelter flower. LOL, got him. Something About the Johnsons is Ari Aster's short film. Okay, cool. Cactus water. It'll quench you. It's the quenchiest. I haven't watched Avatar in a while, but yeah, that was a fun bit. Wow, that is reading is almost the same color, which is fun for highlights. Okay, looks a bit different on that part. I need to make sure I don't over highlight it though, because I still need it to read as teal and to not journey into the blue spectrum too much. Because I don't know how well you guys remember Dunkaroo packaging, but it was very teal. Very teal. Hello, 80. Welcome. Your insomnia brought you to us. That is okay. You are welcome here. Oh, Jesse, you've had that brand of soda? I don't even think I mentioned which brand of soda it was. But I guess there aren't that many brands out there making both prickly pear cactus soda and elderflower soda. thought Dunkaroos were a savory cheese thing. Oh dear, no. They're very, very sweet. They're like a cookie that you dunk in icing. Um, not, I would not describe them as savory at all. By no stretch of the imagination were they savory. And we only ever had them as kids if we went to Costco and they were on sale. So that is to say, infrequently at best. I haven't had a Dunkaroo in years, and I almost don't ever want to again because there's no way that they're gonna live up to how good they were in childhood. Like, I'm an adult now. I know what icing and a cookie dipped into it tastes like, you know? But, yeah. There's no way that it can be as good. Also, in another gift exchange, I was involved in like 3 or 4 gift exchanges because I love the holidays and I don't know how to say no and I just enjoy buying and exchanging gifts. But I got this sweet Monument Hobbies brush that's real sable hair, and it's my first like not shitty synthetic brush that I've ever tried painting with, and it's really good. And all that crap that I was like, oh man, I'm just gonna use shit ass cheap synthetics for forever. I'm kind of like, damn it all. I've been corrupted because this brush is nice. He's nice. I'm sorry, 80. I hope that your insomnia goes away and you're able to sleep soon. You're welcome to stay with us for as long as you like. I don't know how long I'll be streaming, but we'll be here. You can whine to us about how much it sucks to not be able to fall asleep. I'm sorry that's happening to you. My cats are going crazy tonight. I don't know what's into them. Do I have brush soap for the sable brush? That would be a big no. I do not. I was not provided any brush soap and did not previously own any. Should I invest in some? Probably. Just get a Lunchable snackable snack pack. It's the modern Dunkaroo. I was never the biggest fan of Lunchables as a kid, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because I really wasn't like I'm still not really like a deli meat kind of person, and most people had like the ham and cheese crackers kind of Lunchable. I think they introduced like a pizza Lunchable, and I distinctly remember a like cinnamon roll breakfast Lunchable that couldn't have had any nutritional value whatsoever to it. But yeah, they weren't really that exciting. I do remember thinking that kid cuisine microwavable dinners were the shit. And they're not. They're just like, they're reheated frozen vegetables and like mac and cheese and shitty chicken nuggets and stuff like that. But the packaging had a fun little penguin on it and was very exciting as a kid. I've just realized that my little talkie guy isn't doing any talking. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. The pizza Lunchable was fucking foul. Yeah, I don't think that they were good. I really don't. Penguin mascots do. They improve the quality overall of a product. I think most decisions that I made as a child based on of what like food to eat was based on if I thought the mascot was cool, which is exactly what the companies selling those food products were counting on. So let's just say that for me, that marketing ploy completely worked. No one bothers to make mascots for me now. Like, can you imagine how obnoxious I would be if Arizona Green Tea had some sort of official mascot? I'd have all of the merch. I'd have it all. I don't know what it would look like, but that almost is secondary. I mean, the design of their can is pretty damn good, so they probably don't need a mascot. I already drink so much Arizona tea. Maybe one day, if I become super famous, which won't happen, I hope it doesn't happen anyway, that would be intimidating and pretty scary. I would love to have a Arizona green tea partnership where I could just get all the Arizona green tea that I wanted for free forever. That would be the ideal situation. Oh, does Arizona green tea really use Pico's Bill as a mascot? That kind of sucks. I've never seen like a commercial or really an advertisement for Arizona green tea ever. The high school that I went to had a Confederate soldier as their mascot called Johnny Rebel. So, that's pretty bad. I can usually win a my school had the worst mascot contest because how do you beat that? How do you have a worse mascot than a Confederate soldier? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I need something to highlight the purple with. Do I have like a light purple? I don't know. Does anyone even make like a. Of course, a company makes a light purple paint. Is it close to hand? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Someone apparate purple onto my desk. Just teleport it there. I'll mix so flat purple with something else. We can solve these problems. We have the technology. Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. Exactly. But like an eagle, sure. A lion, obviously. Wildcats, High School Musical. Let's rep. But a Confederate soldier, do we maybe want to change that, Did we think maybe that wasn't that wasn't a good look for us? Yeah, that is very accurate, Riley. American mascots swing between lovable animal scamp and an actual racist from the 1860s. Yep, that's pretty much the scope of it. It's alarmingly accurate. You're jamming out to the King DDD theme again, 80. You know it's just gonna get stuck in your head. And then you're gonna complain because the King DDD theme is stuck in your head. And we'll have nowhere to go with that. I can't help you. I wish I could. This purple is probably going to work. It's turning my paint water this lovely grape soda color. That's fun. They pick the Confederate to have an excuse whenever their team loses. My high school's teams were good at nothing. We lost a lot of games, which you wouldn't figure given how expensive the fucking football stadium was. very kind of quintessential American high school experience in that all of the arts programs had to like fundraise and shit like that. But yeah, the football stadium, man, what a stadium it was. They got all the shit that they wanted: new uniforms, new everything. If your team wasn't football or baseball, get fucked. Also, gotta make sure that the purple stays purple. Art is definitely cringe and lame, especially when I decided to go to college for it and attempt to make a career out of it. That's definitely the way my high school felt about it, anyway. I don't know why. I don't know why football has American football specifically has such a like weird amount of respect. Like when people aspire to be football players or like really into their high school football team, no one really says that that's weird. It's kind of weird. We don't talk about that being weird. But like there can't be that many people who go to college for football and actually make it into like the major leagues of football. I don't know. I don't sport. I'm queer, so I don't have to pretend to care about football. But like I don't know what the official football is called. Um but there can't be that many people who actually make it there. What do all the like non-professionals who get football scholarships do? Or like you get one injury, right? And then you're just out. You can't play anymore. How does the rest of your life go? I don't know. The NFL, that's probably correct. The Nuffle, the Blood Bowl. I know more about Blood Bowl than I do about football. When I was in my training class for a job I used to have, there were some like college college age kids who were also training for this job, and one of them was really invested in trying to get me to be interested in football. He was like, "But you gotta watch the game. You just gotta." And I'm like, "My man, when I tell you I literally do not, I have no intention of watching that game." It was very funny to see. Ho ho ho! Hello, Atomic Topher. How's it going? It was nice to see you too. Have a nice night. Good luck, Soda. Godspeed. I have watched some football happen around me because, like, the Super Bowl happens and I like chicken wings. So, you know, I've been there, eating some hot wings, had some chili, whatever else. Can't say I paid any attention to what was going on the TV. Like, I've certainly been around people who watch football on Thanksgiving as well. Um, but as soon as a convenient exit appeared to go play video games with my cousin, I would dip. Not gonna watch sports unless they're in anime form. Then I know how to care about them. And even then, I only really like Haikyuu. the TV, steal the food. Listen, if I had my way, okay, we'd be watching cool stuff. We'd be watching horror films. We'd be watching musicals. I'm trying to remember what TV shows I was into when I was younger. I know I definitely had a Doctor Who phase. I watched a lot of that. Does anyone remember Heroes when that was on TV? I remember being pretty invested in that. I don't think the ending was super great or anything. You got your friend to watch Chainsaw Man? Lucky. I can't get my friends to watch Chainsaw Man. The only way I'm gonna get one of my friends to watch Chainsaw Man is if he loses this game of Malifaux that we're gonna play. And then I only get to pick one anime. And I don't know if I should choose Chainsaw Man, because he's definitely gonna be like, wow, that's a lot of stuff happening. I'm gonna be like, yep. Sure, it sure is. It sure is. So Chainsaw Man might not be the right choice. Although, I do love Aki a great deal, and he doesn't deserve anything that's happening to him, and I hope that he makes it out of everything okay, because honestly, I don't have high hopes for him. But he falls into the classic trope of someone that, like, has a singular goal and pursues it without complaint, which I really admire in fictional characters, because it is something I am wholly unable to do. I complain about shit all the time, to the point where I annoy myself. I greatly admire people who, in media, when given impossible fates, just accept them. Like, I cannot do and could not imagine doing, but would love to be the kind of person who could. You loved Heroes? Cool. Cool. Yeah, I remember that. Soda, that is dangerously close. Like, my father's name is Jim. So weird that was the name that you pulled there. But yeah, move over, Uncle Jim. Let me watch the fucking Chainsaw Man. Putting on Evangelion. Yeah, you all want to cry about some football losses? Let me give you something to cry about. Well. If it isn't the man himself, don't you have a cinematic battle report to be training up for there, Brent? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. What you up to? The mayor of Goobertown himself. What a surprise. Someone backseat coaching. The man, the goob, the legend. It's good to see ya. Watching your video about all the different methods of slap chop the other day. I kind of want to give out the sepia tint one, or sepia tint one, a try. I think you called it brown chop, which it's great. I love the new terms that are just emerging. It's fascinating, really. So maybe I'll brown chop something. It's cold and dark in your house. Now you live in your co-working space and scrape mold lines. That's fair. I don't know that I've ever dedicated any time to cleaning up mold lines, because I'm, a miniature painting rebel in that way. However, I do have a whole box of Imperial Knights that I actually want to assemble well, and the prospect that I might have to scrape a mold line or, like, clean up some stuff terrifies me. Because I actually want them to look good, which is, like, fucking crime. My last night turned out good, and I wasn't the person who assembled that night. But no, Santa Claus isn't gonna burst through the door Kool-Aid Man style and be like, I will put together your Imperial Knights for you so that you may have a Merry Christmas, Fiverr. That's just not... I haven't been that good this year. I'm glad you at least have the co-working space. Yeah, if your power went out, stay warm there for as long as possible. Drink a lot of hot cocoa. There's probably people with actual good advice about what to do when the power goes out, but I clearly have power right now. And also don't know. That's because Santa's a Tau player. You were shocked? I'm so glad, Topher. I hit it so well. You know, no one would look at me and be like, ah, that's a person who impulsively buys armies. I concealed that from you. I was very, very secretive and made no indication whatsoever that I would ever impulsively get an army. So I'm glad that you were so shocked and fooled by that. Holiday stream hype. Yes. Hello, Kraz. Welcome. We just got everybody here. This is great. It's so good to see you all. I mean, I say good to see you. It's good to hear from you, really. I can't see you. Stream technology hasn't quite come that far. And probably for the best. If I had, like, a ton of faces staring at me, I'd be way scareder. I don't know how to phrase that sentence. I'd be way more intimidating. All these pals coming in from the cold. Exactly. If you were here, I'd give you some hot cocoa, some gingerbread. You could sit down on the couch, which has, I've got Miracle on 34th Street right now playing. The original black and white version, because it was free on YouTube. So, that's just being current background noise, although I'm sure by the end of the week I will have cycled through a rather ridiculous queue of different holiday movies. You're going to Hobby tonight? Wonderful. I'm excited. Fiverr of the reckless spending. What is my wisdom? About what? I think you have to present a query as opposed to just general wisdom. Because right now it's look up Dunkaroos to remember what color the sprinkles are, which I don't think is particularly profound or wise, but it's definitely what I'm doing. Let's see. Picture of the packaging is not helpful. I think it's just generic rainbow sprinkles. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Slightly pastel, I would say. But generic rainbow is gonna work. Looks like I got a blue, an orange, a green, a red, maybe a yellow and a pink. We'll do rainbow. We got, yes, lore accurate Dunkaroos is what we're going for. I think this blue will I need a more blue, unfortunately. Just gonna fill up this palette with a bunch of little drops of color. I don't know if that's gonna be the right blue, but that's the one we're going with right now. I don't need to use my nice brush to daub on color. I can use a shitty brush for that. Third-party Dunkaroos. Cozy with Fiverr. I'm trying. I posted a video on my Instagram reel. I will link my Instagram because I know how to cross-promote. Woo! If you check my Instagram story, I posted a video about the peak level of coziness I wish to reach, which is just a little frog making a cake in their house, and it's very cute. Dunkaroo's lore must never be altered. I think we can alter it. Okay, I think that's fine. We can do what we want. Dunkaroo squad markings and campaign patches for my Space Marine army. I just said I wasn't going to use this paintbrush, and then I dipped it in the paint. Listen, there will be no more Space Marines until we hit another subscriber marathon. What's it called? Benchmark. Something like that. Another subscriber milestone. That's the word that I was looking for. And then they win the vote, because I don't know what you guys want to see. I think most people want to see me paint Nurgle, which I don't want to do because he is gross and also scary. And did I mention gross? But that could potentially be one of the options there to paint a Nurgle model. I don't know. We're a long ways off from hitting 2K or 5K or whatever I should make the next goal. I don't know. But when we get there, I'll make another poll, and then you can vote on whatever kind of dumb stuff you want to see me do on this channel. He did very much look like he could have lived in Hoptropolis, Josh. Yeah, I guess 2K or 2.5K is the next logical goal for subscribers. For you guys to pick out a project. I don't know. I know some of you want to see me paint Nurgle, but I have honestly no clue what the rest of you want to see me do. Hopefully you want to see me paint more Imperial Titans, because that's what I want to do. That's the project that I'm looking forward to next year. I had a really good time painting that Titan. I don't know if that was made super evident in the video I actually produced, because I kind of just had to stick to my little poem script. But that's probably my favorite model that I have, easily my favorite model that I've painted this year. And tied for, right now tied, because I haven't done a very, like, direct comparison, but tied for my favorite model that I've painted, hands down, like, full stop, ever. Cat Titans or nothing. You want to see me build a second Gundam? That's fair. I do still need to finish the Pizza Gundam, and I have another Gundam lying around that I can build. I have Bear Guy. I need to build a Bear Guy. Also, I want to get an Ava pretty bad. Love that. So yeah, Gundams for sure would be fun. 1.5K? No, that's too soon. That's too soon. They're gonna make me paint Nurgle too soon, Kraz. I can't do that. I gotta pad out the wait time a little bit there, because we're getting pretty close to 1.2. So, you know, I can't be like, Josh, find me 300 more subscribers. And suddenly, next thing I know, I'm like, oh man, gotta plan that Nurgle video. Heresy era death card. No, I know that people would want to see me paint like one of the gross models for Nurgle, and if it's for a special for something like that, I would not deny them. Adeptus Titanicus, yeah, that looks cool. It's got a lot of Titans. I really wish, and like, I'm not going to, because I don't know how to track old Hammer models down, and I also don't want to pay like $6 million for a tiny little Titan, but I love how stupid the Titans used to look. I also don't like working with metal all that much, but like, Titans used to be really goofy looking, and we've come away from that, I feel. the modern Titans have lost the goof factor. They're pretty serious looking now. Like, they look like they could probably actually kill you. I don't know if I'm communicating the Dunkaroos with this quite yet. He looks more clown-like than anything. And, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Clowns are... They've been on the channel before. They'll be on the channel again, I'm sure. I've got to come up with a good idea for what I'm going to do for Clown Video 2.0, since Pride Month does come every year, and could stand to paint up some more clowns. I know your clownfish video didn't get as many views as maybe you would have hoped, Goobs, but I quite liked seeing those clownfish. I think they were great. They make me grin every time I see them in the display case. There is a high grade called the Goof. Yeah, I don't remember what the Goof looks like. But I've heard Millennial Model Mayhem talk about the Goof a couple of times. Which I sort of chortle at. The best sort of chuckle. I chortle at that name. You may need to push the clownfish goblins a bit harder. Listen, if you wanna paint more clownfish goblins, I will happily accept new recruits to the army of clowns. You could even do, like, what if you did a squig, like a big mangler squig or something, but he was like an anglerfish and had that creepy, like, because anglerfish have like big ass mouths, right? That's all I know about them. We got the mouth and the light. I didn't know that anglerfish were a thing until I watched Finding Nemo as a kid for the first time. That was pretty terrifying. I guess that was another thing that scared me as a kid that I'm not as scared of as an adult. Although, listening to the Magnus Archives Episode 1 Anglerfish brought a new fear to the concept of anglerfish, if I'm honest with you. Because that's some spooky shit if you sit and think about it. Deep sea gits. I think one of the... Because if it ever arrives, like I did order the Gloomspite Gits Stampeding Squigalanch box from my local game store, and the Imperial Knight one came in, like, right on time. But they call you when they get your pre-orders in, and thus far, I'm not aware that anyone from our local store has gotten their Age of Sigmar boxes in. So hopefully that arrives. But I got that box, which should have a ton of fodder for press ganging everyone I meet into painting clowns for my clown army. Just bring that to Adepticon and be like, hey you, paint a clown who's also a goblin. It'll be real fun for all the strangers that I meet. Oh lord, I won't do that. I might still bring goblins to paint, but I won't harass random strangers into painting them. I don't have the sort of outgoing personality for that. Get some Ideneth fish bits and stick them on Gits. Good to know, Soda. Good to know. Yeah, maybe I'll call my store tomorrow and then be like, yo, do you have my Gits box? Like, what's up with that? And they could be like, yeah, it was delayed, or no, we don't have it. I'd prefer to buy it from my store because I have store points. that I can use to get 25% off. Like, I don't think you guys realize that I got this $209 night box. I got it for $130. That was the final price with all my points in my local game store and stuff like that. And that's a good deal. That's a deal worth waiting for, you know. As much as I am in many ways a child, I can wait to save that much money on my Christmas presents to myself. I can do that. Stonks, yeah, exactly. You got it. Yeah, I don't know that this is reading as Dunkaroos at all. The more I paint on this, the less I like it, and I think I might chalk this up to a failed concept, because painting with the colors in the spring, it is not reading as Dunkaroos at all. And I thought it was a color scheme that had potential, but I don't know if I like it now that I'm seeing it in a practical application. Which is great, because I spent time on it. But that's why you do test models, to figure out if you like something before committing to an entire squadron. Could we potentially save this by pivoting in a clown direction? We could. We certainly could. However, one of my goals for 2023 is to consistently actually lean into the style that I like and paint more food-themed things. I don't know why I ever try and lean out of that. Like, you'll see me try and, like, paint something grimdark or lean into a slightly different style. Which is fine, you know, it's good to try new things, but I'm always like, will people not like it if I paint it like candy? Like, I had convinced myself, basically, that night video was gonna be terrible. Like, no one's gonna want a Christmas special where I paint an ice cream night. And it's performing very well. Like, it's the second best video in terms of performance that I've ever made, just behind the clown collab, which had a bunch of people, like, big YouTube people, pointing at my video and saying, please go watch it. So, like, I think there might be some level of confidence that I should gain from my own dumb ideas, and I should just paint stuff. But, like, I don't know. I still tend to doubt it all the time, which is really weird. It's very weird. You feel like it needs a dark brown like the Dunkaroo cookies, not just the package. Yeah, I was trying to do this, like, this tan kind of color to be the cookie, because the cookie isn't really dark brown, it's sort of a mid-brown. But it just doesn't, like, I just don't like how, and maybe, hang on, let me see if I can get the camera to focus a bit better so you can see what I'm working with here, because that's just blurry. Thank you, camera. Hang on. Do we want to focus? There we go. So, like, yeah, that's what we're kind of working with there. And I just don't like how it looks. I don't like it at all. I don't think it looks like a Dunkaroo. It doesn't look enough like a clown. Doesn't work as anything. And it's not, this isn't it. Sometimes you have to paint something a million times to figure out what it is. I think some of you witnessed that happen with the key lime pie towel. But this ain't it. I'm glad you guys like it. That's fine, you know? I appreciate the fact that you enjoy it. That's good to hear. Ugh. The polka dots do look good. Polka dots are such an easy pattern to paint. Honestly. If you're like, man, I wish I could paint patterns on the clothing, but I'm not confident in the ability to make that, just do polka dots. Literally, you just daub stuff on. It's super simple. But this isn't it. This is not gonna be it. We are not. Dunkaroos isn't the vibe. So, in lieu of that, fortunately, we have many more little guys to test on. So we can just grab another one and try again. I was bitching about wanting to paint a McDonald's themed guy earlier, and I don't know, I don't want to steal Brady's brilliant, Necromunda McDonald's idea that you definitely had, but I might just give my own version of that a try. And see how that turns out. I'm gonna look up a picture of Ronald McDonald, possibly the scariest thing I've had to Google in a while. There's something about this clown. Like, who looked at a clown and was like, that's how we're gonna advertise to children. Children like clowns. No, they don't. BRB Ronald McDonald. It's not a Dunkaroo. It's not a clown. It's a secret third thing. Yeah. Nope. This isn't the vibe. I appreciate you trying to save this or to say that it's good, and that's fine. If you like this, feel free to take this scheme. It doesn't appeal to me, and I'm the most important person in my own painting relationship. If I don't like what I've painted, then I gotta try something else. So that's what we're gonna do. That's why I painted so many damn corn color schemes. I'm not gonna do Grimace Nomads. I have personal qualms with the color purple, which sounds really stupid. I guess, like, I just associate colors a lot with people, in my life, and consistently, anyone I've met, who was really into purple, I've just not ended up getting along with long term, which is not to say that if you watching this stream, you're like, well, my favorite color is purple, so I'm just fucked. No, it's just people, like, I've just had bad associations with the color in the past, so I tend not to use it as a major color in my color schemes, which is really weird when you think about it, because purple is just a color, and it on its own doesn't really represent anything. But, like, there's some weird color psychology that happens sometimes. So I'm gonna try and do a Ronald McDonald Necromunda, and we're gonna see how that goes. This is rapidly gonna turn from 8 corn color schemes into 8 different ways to paint Ash Waste Nomads. Oh dear. Indecisiveness strikes. But I think at least Goobertown Brent can empathize, because if I recall, no one in this hobby does more test models than the mayor of Goobertown himself, who routinely features, I don't know, like 12 models that were just like random test scheme models on all of your projects. Even your latest one with Xenothals, you did tests of the color scheme before deciding which one you were gonna, like, test out with all the Xenothals. I admire the level of patience for that. I don't always have that level of patience. But I do have to try and remember what I'm doing so that I can replicate it. Gotta test stuff out, absolutely. Nah, you're not fucked, Riley. Don't worry about it. I mean, purple's got a lot of uses, and I've certainly used purple in color schemes, but I'm never gonna make it like my predominant color, I don't think. Um, I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm almost sorry, but not really. I'm allowed to have my own opinions about colors. That's the beauty of making art. You get to make it to your tastes, and then if other people don't like it, they can make their own art to their tastes. I have so many people at my Age of Sigmar club be like, I love seeing how you paint your miniatures. I would hate if I had to play with them. And I'm like, I think that's valid. I think you get to say that. I like if I had to play a game with just regular ultramarines and they were my army and that was just it, I don't know that I'd have such a great time. You know? I think I might not like that all too much. Yeah, I like to see test models before I land on a final color scheme. I think if I paint like the top part of the boot white and also the pant white, I can make it look like he has big clown shoes instead of like very tall boots. That's what we're going for. I don't know if that'll work out, but we're gonna give it a try. It actually looks like he's wearing two different kinds of shoes. He's got one little shoe, and this one's very clearly a boot. That's very strange. Why you got two different shoes, little guy? Who stole your original shoe? Who did that? Who hurt you? How he be running out into battle with two mismatched shoes? Kind of like that, and I almost want to paint this one boot as an actual boot now, just to highlight the fact that this little goon has two different shoes on his feet. It's not a pair, it's just two separate. I guess that kind of makes sense, though. He's out in the wasteland. There's not really a Payless he can just stop off at when he needs an upgrade. He grows a little bit. Needs to get a new shoe. This is not the important part of this model, but it sure is the part I've decided to talk about. I haven't actually looked at the rules for Necromunda at all, which, you know, is very smart and definitely how you learn to play the game. But, like, I think they have individual codices or something for the different gangs. I wonder if they tell you, like, what is under these little guys' masks, because I don't think that they do. And I'm not sure that they define it. So, like, they could be anything under there. Two different shoes is very clowny. Orcs are so much fun. They really are. I haven't painted an orc in a little while. That was like a proper, like, 40k orc as opposed to a cruel boy. I have so many 40k orcs, though. Oh, Soda, you just filmed a why you should play Necromunda video? I should watch that. Is it published? Is it out? Or do you need to, like, edit it and stuff still? We're starting to make this more McDonald's by putting in the yellow. That's gonna take this right into clown territory. I was gonna say take this right into Clown Town, but I thought better of that before saying it. However, I did then just say it, so I don't know how much thought was put into anything. You know, this guy is following COVID best practices, though. He is wearing his mask. It would be extremely silly if if this ends up being the color scheme I choose, because then I can paint the, I don't own the bugs, right, but I want to get them at some point if I end up liking Necromunda as a game, and I could just paint them as giant burgers. Who doesn't want to see that? I want to see that. I bet that'd be cute. I'm not painting anything festive, which feels wrong, but I'm still gonna continue. Was a clown town more a clown village? Clown town hobbies. Clown town, I mean Jersey? I don't know, I've never been to Jersey. I don't have any strong hatred towards New Jersey. If I do go McDonald's, would I make some green stuffed burgers and fries? Probably not. It would be really hard to make tiny burgers and fries at this scale. And I don't know that they would need them. Like, their hands are pretty full. And they've got enough little bits and bobs that if I wanted to paint something to look like a burger or a fry or a Happy Meal, I could find something on their person to communicate that pretty easily. So in this case, I just don't think it would be needed. Yeah, some burger bugs. Exactly. You get what I mean. You know what I'm saying. These guys do have an incredible amount of little tiny details for the scale of model that they are. I'm always shocked by that with GW. Like, you'd think the Night Titan, and to be fair, the Night Titan did have a lot of details, but it was over a big surface. I think that might have been something that I enjoyed. You could really highlight, if you wanted to, every single individual panel and cable and everything on that because there was room to do so. It feels much harder with a smaller model to get the same kind of coverage and control. So that might be something to focus on and work towards in the future. Burger bugs with cheese. Instead of tactical rocks, tactical burgers. These are some ideas. trinkets per model can be a bit excessive. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, these guys are like, you know, they're a little bit Mad Max, so it makes sense that they have to sort of pick up anything that might be useful to them and carry it around. But like right here in this drawer, I've got this guy. I've got this spider guy. He doesn't need nearly the amount of detail that is on him. Like, we don't need tiny spiders crawling on his robe and little dangly things hanging off of his little headdress. He just needs to be a guy. He's fine. I really want to get back to painting these guys because this kind of creepy crawler bug factory scheme makes me really happy. That's another project that I want to finish in 2023. Tactile Happy Meals. In Warhammer, it would be like tactical Happy Meals. Y'all remember that time in Miracle on 34th Street where they used the post office to declare that Santa Claus is Santa Claus? I think that was formative to my admiration of the post office as an entity. I send a lot of letters. I have a great affection for handwritten letters, and I love getting letters too. I find it fascinating to see other people's handwriting and stuff like that. I'm always spoiling myself with nice stationery and things. So, yeah, I don't know if Miracle on 34th Street sort of had a role in that or not, but that's what I just have on in the background right now. And they came to the post office scene, so I was like, oh, it's kind of something to think about there. Something that could be true. I don't know. Maybe. Hello, Anno. How's it going? For 2023, you want to make an actual Harlequin army? That's pretty cool. I think I want to take a photo and maybe just put up like a really quick video that's just like a video version of that photo of every model that I painted that I still have on me in uh in 2022 because I feel like it'll be really interesting if I look at them all together in like a line just to see what we've got there. I mean, to be fair, it's mostly GW. The majority of what I paint is Games Workshop models, but I've painted some Malifaux this year. I painted some random, like, one-off models. And even within GW, I painted from a variety of different sources, like different games, different settings, time periods, factions. I've covered a lot of ground, so you know, I think it could be kind of cool to see what they all look like up against one another. Yellow is such a nice color for like weathering down too. Like even because you can see it, I kind of over thinned with the water there, but even when it's kind of dulled, it's gonna look really interesting and nice and grungy. I feel like there's a good bit of grit that goes hand in hand with Necromunda, so I gotta try and stick with that. I don't know if I should do the top part of this yellow or if I should do it red. Done it all, but still hasn't touched the surface. That's how it feels some days. That's surely how it feels. There's just so much I want to paint in this world. Why limit myself, you know? I'm gonna try doing it red and see if I like that. We're gonna just see how this red looks on here. This kind of looks great. I'm not gonna lie. You're all allowed to hate it if you want, but I kind of love it. I kind of really love it. He looks so cute and stupid. Look at his wee little face. It looks really good. Sorry. Sometimes you can't help but get slightly, well, probably most people don't actually get the same level of affection towards their models as I get to mine. I've realized that a lot of that is just a me thing. It makes me very bad at letting them die in war, which is like part of the game of Warhammer, but you know. Sometimes they're just cute. Oh shit, of course there's a bot. Yeah, Topher, I've got Miracle on 34th Street on the TV in the background. The little kid's name in that is Susie. Reporting all of these bots. Don't click on those links. I know they're promising you your perfect match. It's not out there. Not in that link. I got all focused on being a good streamer and actually doing the paint, and of course, that's when the bots decide to strike. Oh, looks like that film is over. Let me go adjust the background noise. Unless they've put on another Christmas movie. It doesn't look like they have. Maybe they've put on a creepy adaptation of Christmas Carol. I'll wait and see what happens. It could be a version of Christmas Carol. Listen, you're not going to find a perfect match through a spam bot link. All you're going to find there is a virus that will infect your computer. And then you won't be able to find any matches at all. A version of A Christmas Carol did play immediately after this, and I don't know which version, but I'll just let it roll. Ghost stories are perfect for Christmas. It's true. You got letters back from Santa as a kid? That's pretty cool. As a kid, I came from a very hyper-religious family, so they told me straight up that Santa never existed, so I didn't get the opportunity to write a letter to Santa. I just thought it was cool in all the films that people believed in him, because I was very into Christmas. Like, watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer every year, and, like, Santa's in that, and obviously I watched Miracle on 34th Street and stuff like that, but yeah. I never got the chance to believe in Santa Claus as a youth. If I did, I'd probably been really obnoxious about it as a child, insisting that he was real long after most kids give up that belief. Maybe the computer being permanently broken is your perfect match. Well, hey, to each their own, Riley. To each their own. The way that the fabric kind of falls onto this guy's head makes it look like I made a mistake, painted a blob of red on there. But that's just the sculpture, I promise. It's supposed to be like that. I am liking this a lot more than the previous iteration, but we'll see if that remains throughout the rest of the painting and shading process. He's got potential. I think I do need to fill those eyes in black or else they're gonna bother me for a little bit, so I might need to take care of that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It would be kind of funny to think that the Ash Waste Nomads, which are, you know, potentially a rival gang, are just a glorified futuristic DoorDash system. Like, they're just out there trying to get tips from all these wastelanders desperate for their silly corpse food. Santa Claus is a movie with terrifying implications. It really is, though, isn't it? Like, in order to be Santa, all you have to do is murder the previous Santa. Oh man, a nomad in a Santa suit would have been a great idea. Why didn't I think of that 20 minutes ago? Before I started painting this one. Well, now you say that. That would have been thematically appropriate, Soda. Why didn't you come up with that idea earlier? It's okay. I forgive you. Now, whether the rest of the chat will forgive you, that I can't say. You've denied them a festive scheme. From that, they may never recover. I think Ronald has like little tiny clown triangles coming out of his eyes. I don't know how to describe that any better. But yeah, that's kind of cute. A little creepy, just as the Ash Waste Nomads probably should be. Yeah. I think we can honestly work with this. But then again, I was feeling good about the Dunkaroo scheme until I started adding details, so... Let's not count our egg McMuffins before they hatch. God, do I really say these things? I really do, don't I? Sometimes there's just not a filter between my brain and my mouth, and there needs to be. What are we talking about? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I forgot a little bit into this. We've been through a lot of topics. So, we're talking about a lot of things. Covering a lot of ground. Painting a lot of ash waste nomads in various color schemes. It's the cowboy Tau all over again. It really is. It's a good thing I had already picked out my Tau scheme before somebody brought up how good of a pun Towboy was. Oh, I do want to let anyone know who was wondering how my friend Joe liked the Spaghetti Tyrannid. My friend Mary Beth and Joe and I all did a gift exchange, and he quite loved the Spaghetti Tyrannid, and he says he's gonna start saving up for some Warhammer models because he wants to start painting. So I'm very excited. Yeah, I mean, if you meet me at a con, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to meet you guys. I do not look like a little green alien in a fuzzy yellow sweater. I suppose I could cosplay as my own character, but yeah, that's not what I look like. So I'm just an average-looking person. It's not very fascinating, I promise you. The alien is way cooler to look at than I am. There's a lot more singing in this version of A Christmas Carol than I'm accustomed to. I suppose there's a decent amount of singing in the Muppet version. But, like, this one just has random people running around singing carols. The little massive green mascot head to wear. No, I don't think I could do that. I'm not very confident even wearing costumes for Halloween. Feels silly, but I like it anyway. I wouldn't know you by your hands. Oh, that does sound so creepy. I know what you mean. But good lord, is that a creepy ass sentence to say? I hate that so much. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, don't say that. Oh no. Oh god. That was very creepy to read. I know how you meant it, and it's because I have, the tattoos that make it quite obvious who I am. Like, yeah, that's a 5 tattooed on my hand. That's fiber right there. But like, yeah, I don't blame you for that. I'm gonna ask you politely as a friend to never phrase that like that. Just be like, I'd recognize you by your tattoos. That sounds a lot less serial killer-y. Yeah. He's got his little clown shoe on. He's ready. He's got his shoe on. I don't know why I'm speaking to him like he's one of my cats. He's just a little plastic model. He can't hear what I'm saying. He's got no personality whatsoever, Fives. He's a piece of plastic. However, I will, as his I can't even properly say creator, I suppose, since someone else designed the model. I will nonetheless imbue him with a sense of purpose and personality, that he might better serve me on the field of battle. I really like how these look. I know I keep saying that, but I honestly do. They're looking good. I can make his gun look like a little soda gun or a little ketchup bottle. Maybe I can make this somehow look like a French fry. We've got some options that we can work with. God, they're singing again in this film. Listen to them go. Fill him with glory on the fast food waste. You live, you get fried, you live again. Does the chat filter out cuss words? Maybe. It shouldn't. I haven't set it to do so, but that could just be like a YouTube default. Yeah, if someone told me my hands looked familiar, I'd be like, get the fuck away from me. And not in like a fun, LOL, you're joking kind of way. Like, no, that would be legitimately creepy, and I would not want to talk to that person. That is not how you should approach a new social interaction. I'd be like, hi, please leave. Yeah, just quit while you're ahead, Josh. Just quit while you're ahead. Excellent. Thank you. I'm glad that we're now doing that thing. Oh, it doesn't filter out the curse words for me. I can see them. I see them all. I see that you said test shit test. Riley said fuck. You know, I can see them. If you cuss, I can see. Oh, okay. More about the Towboy scheme. Basically, someone came up with the pun Towboy, and then I contemplated, um, repainting my entire Tau army and sculpting tiny cowboy hats for them and doing their armor panels like cow pattern. Um, and then we got totally distracted because people were talking about like weird old cartoons. And I got told about this cartoon called Cowboys of Moo Mesa, which are in fact cowboys that walk on like two legs, and they're all named after like states. Like I think there's one named Dakota or something. I don't remember. I watched one episode and I was like, "Yep, that's enough for me." But they do ride horses, which is kind of weird. Um, and there's like a very clearly shady, evil-looking cow that's trying to take over the cowboy plate the Moo Mesa town from the good guy cowboy. It's like exactly what you're thinking of the plot of a western would be. It's if you're imagining it, you're correct in nearly every detail. But yeah, the cowboys and the Tau cowboys, it was a fun chat. But yeah, I think that Tau cowboys would be a really fun scheme to paint up. And the pun is great. So literal cow Tau, yeah. Um But you could also, like, if you get the Kroot hounds, you could try and sculpt your Tau cowboys to be riding Kroot hounds that were like their horses or cows. And Soda, if I recall, you teach agriculture for a living, so that would be additionally funny. Although I know you were considering doing Cow Imperial Knights, so maybe that will be it. Duncan Idaho is a cowboy of Moo Mesa. Tiny lassos. Drones and Stetsons. Yes, you did bring Moo Mesa to everybody's attention. That was your contribution to society for 2023. Nobody can tell you didn't do anything because you informed everybody about Moo Mesa. I don't remember who brought up mutant motor. What is it? Oh, the title of it's really good, but it's something rats from Mars. It's like motorcycle rats from Mars or motorcycle mice from Mars. It's got a really great title. Mutant motorcycle mice from... Oh, I don't remember. It's got a lot of alliteration. Biker mice from Mars. That's what it is. Yeah. That's stupid as fuck. I watched the first episode of that too, and it was exactly what I expected it to be. And it was terrible in the best way possible. Again, extremely predictable. Exactly what you think it's gonna be. But, like, as a child, if I had watched that, whew, I would have been obsessed. I would have not missed an episode. I would have been like, this is rad as shit. They're playing spooky music in this ghost scene. Don't worry, guys. You don't have to be scared. Scrooge will learn his lesson by the end of the story, as he always does. Unlike the capitalists of our time, who it appears have not been harassed by ghosts into changing their ways. Unfortunately. Much as I would prefer that they did. Okay, see, now here's where I'm kind of getting stuck a little bit. Because I've got the main colors blocked in, and obviously I would paint some red stripes on some of the areas and some red details on the coat. But, like, I don't know what color to do this little strappy bit in. I don't know what kind of color to make these things or what to do the weapons in exactly. So that presents a challenge to figure out. I think I'll do a second layer on the coat while contemplating that. Barely tamed. Yeah, I suppose he did. Surf sharks? Oh my god. Scooter Skaven from Saturn. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Exactly. Yeah. I feel like if there was a ghost, I'd just sort of get along with it. I'd be like, hey, you want to just hang out? You into movies? You like to read? Do you want to bake some bread? Ghost would be like, hey, have you ever heard of Warhammer? You want to learn how to play Warhammer with me? Because I'm really bad at it. Just leave the rulebook open for the ghost. Be kind of like an Abe Sapien situation where the ghost has to ask me to turn the pages every now and again. Also, the fact of the matter is, I'm never going to be scared if things go bump in the night because I have 3 cats. Like, I'm just going to assume that it's a cat I'm just gonna assume that a cat knocked something over. I'll never be like, well, that was clearly a poltergeist. I'll be like, God damn it, Achilles, what'd you do? Ooh, okay. I'll have to check that out, Soda. That's exciting. Let me see. Let me see. Things we talk about on stream. Did you post it there? You did! Oh my gosh! Those are super cute! You should make Tau Cowboys, Soda. You should do it! I'm telling you. It would be really cool. Hey, look! Hello, Big Appa. Welcome to the stream. It is I, Fiverr. I'm out of Arizona tea. That can has been exhausted. Let me know if the TV in the background is too loud. I might turn it down a little bit. It's at like a 4 volume, so I don't know how much lower it can go and still be enough that I don't feel like I'm just talking to a void, you know? Like sometimes you gotta have just a little bit of something going on. I might also take a break in just a second to make myself a cup of cocoa, which would be most appropriate given the festive season. I mean, I think he's looking good. I think we still have some decisions that we need to make. We really do. I think probably I have to introduce like a brown. Because McDonald's colors really don't have much more going on to them than red and yellow. Suppose I can look into like some vintage McDonald's colors. I don't really know what this shit on his back is supposed to be. It looks like scrolls of some kind, like really big ass scrolls. And I feel like I can use this this moon dust color to paint them to be like those yellowy wrappers that cheeseburgers come in. Expect the first ghost when the bell tolls 1. I'm a little sad. Our local theater, we have a great local theater in town that's like historic and plays weird movies and indie films most of the time. Um, but like at Christmas, they do a big Christmas showing, and they were gonna do Muppet Christmas Carol yesterday, and I was gonna go to it, but the weather being super gross had it canceled. So I will have to once again. I mean, I've seen Muppet Christmas Carol. I like going to see it in a theater just the same. Maybe white as a third color. White is already there. It's on the pants, it's on the gloves, it's on his little mask. So I don't know if I can do all those details in white. But maybe if I do white with like black stripes as sort of like a Hamburglar kind of deal, that could work. That could work. I could see that. I'm gonna try painting in these things like scrolls. I don't know if they're actually scrolls. I don't know enough about the lore of Necromunda to be able to tell you what stuff is. But these are obviously sacred tomes containing the Colonel's 11 secret herbs and spices that must be carried around through the wasteland at all times. What else could they possibly be? Recipes from a past era. That's what those standard template constructs are. Merely McDonald's orders from the past. For archival purposes only. I legitimately don't know what this guy is carrying around, though. And like I said, I don't have the codex or anything. I just bought the models by themselves, kind of in isolation. So I have no guide to reference the lore. Makes me wish that one of if you don't follow the channel Crimson Oracle, you should. If you're into Necromunda, because there's always a ton of great information on that channel. The squares where all the lore is held. Black and white would be cool. Ooh, there are the tan napkins that McDonald's has. That's true. I don't like Burger King, if I'm honest, Josh. Sorry. I was not a Burger King kid. I think the no McDonald's here is going to be competing with the local Hive Guys burgers and fries. Croûte look like chicken, sure. Standard template construct, the McRib. Hive Guys burgers would be funny. Okay, as cool as that all is, I'm going to take a brief break because I need to brew up some cocoa and I need to what else? I just need a break. I don't have my little be right back sign with me. Wait, hang on. Oh, it got crushed beneath stuff. I'll have to make a new one. Okay. We're gonna put that there. Does that show up on the camera? There we go. Okay. I think that, yeah, that should be fine. Just sorry, I'm just trying to get that adjusted so that it's in frame. There we go. Excellent. All right, I will be right back. Alright, I have returned with cocoa, boiling hot cocoa, I might add. That is far too hot to drink. It will sit over here, and I will hopefully not mistake it for paint water. I'm gonna make a better sign. We're gonna do that. That's gonna happen. It's gonna be part of my 2023 painting experience. Hopefully y'all didn't get too unruly while I was gone. Aw, Winnie was here. I missed Winnie. Dang it. Finishes new sign in 2025. Y'all funny. It's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can block in some of these little tubey bits. See if we can. I don't know why I picked up my crappier paintbrush, but I sure did. Is he reading McDonald's? I feel like he is. Is he giving McDonald's energy? McVibes. Alright, no one let me drink that hot cocoa for at least 5 minutes, because if I burn my tongue, I'm gonna be so upset. And I'm gonna want to do it the entire time. It's the disadvantage of making a hot beverage is that if you drink it right away, it will kill you. I'm gonna have to paint a ton of stripes on this. I say as though I don't fill every other project with needless detail. I have the heat on, so it's just drying out the air, and it's definitely making the paint react in interesting ways. But considering last I checked outside it was -4, I'm gonna keep the heat on. I would prefer for it not to be like, you know, -4 inside my house. That would be phenomenally unpleasant. Wow, I can't have you guys remind me to do anything. It makes you too chaotic. You can't do it. Josh is still reminding me to pick up a Space Marine at Gen Con, and Gen Con's long been over with. I've fully painted that Space Marine. That joke will never end. He looks like a nightmare clown scavenger, so yes, he is 100% the McDonald. Yeah, I guess people who are afraid of clowns probably wouldn't want to meet with him in a dark alleyway. Well, most people you don't want to meet in a dark alleyway anyway. That's not like it's not a great place to meet new people. If anyone's like, hey, you wanna meet up for the first time in this dark alleyway, maybe say like no. How about we go to Panera instead? And that person will be like, Panera's just overpriced hospital food. And you'll be like, yeah, okay, but sometimes you just want a little bread. You want a little soup. You're like, okay. Fine, I guess we don't have to meet at the dark alleyway. We can meet at the Panera. camera. I don't know why. Where did I go with that? Why did I start telling weird stories? I am sorry. You guys are just gonna have to accept me. Strange narratives and all. The thing is, I have freaking Dana Howell's McDonald's squigs to compare this to, and those look so fucking badass. I love them so much. I don't know how I'm ever gonna cope with the fact that, like, she participated in the clown collab and made one of the most ridiculously wonderful things to ever exist. Too many talented people spent so much time on my silly little clown idea. I look at that in the case. It makes me very happy. Hello, Glenny. You've got positive news. Excellent. What happened? Sorry, I was talking about random shit. No, that's okay, Josh. I will not meet you in an alleyway for hospital food. That's okay. Yeah, Dana Howell always does seem to be improving and getting better. I don't know if I've improved at all since I started painting, but I like to think that I have. A little bit, maybe. But then I take a look at one of my first ever paint jobs, which I keep near me on my desk. And I'm like, I don't know that I've really come that far. I don't know that I've advanced in my skill set that much. I'll show you. This is it's one of the first models I ever painted that I was happy with. This is Mickey the Flesh Golem. It's just one of those D&D models that you can pull out of like the grab bags. Oh, come on, camera. Focus. Obviously, I painted him to look like he was made out of candy, because that part of my aesthetic refuses to change. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do some camera work here. Of course, let's get that back. Thank you. There we go. This is Mickey. That's the actual name of the character. But like this is still about how I paint now. Sometimes, you know, it's like yep, that's a model that Fiverr painted. You got the candy, you got the candy cane stripes, you got the gummy worms, got the mint chocolatey chips. It's I mean, I could very easily see this being a miniature that I painted last week. I did spend a ridiculous amount of time on this, but yeah, I don't know that my style has advanced super far, or that I've pushed myself to improve particularly. So, but it's hard to see that in your own work. That can be difficult to recognize. So, probably I am not giving myself the credit that I should. But, you know, you try your best. But you're only human. I like his cookie base too. I sculpted that myself. Oh, that's awesome, Glenny. I hope you find some cool clothes. My Night Titan is pretty good. I did good on it. Thank you. I'm very proud of that that Night Titan. I really wanted something that I could paint, and that hot cocoa is way too, yeah, it's still too hot to drink, thank you. Um, I really, with the Night Titan, I wanted something that I could show to anyone and be like, this is what my style is and how I aim to paint. Um, I have to be honest with you. I'm not super satisfied with how his shield came out. I repainted the iconography on that shield about 5 times, and I was just running out of time to finish it for the video to be done. So I really want to go back and redo that at some point. And I just attached it with super glue, so I should be able to pop it off and pop it back on. So that might change. I don't know. I don't think it reads from a distance, Josh. I don't know that it does. I personally feel like I could have done a better job on that part. So I'm not sure if I'll change it or not. But that's like the one thing that I'm just like, oh man, I wish I had done a bit better. But I did spend a lot of time painting it. Yeah, it really is. Every time you fix it, it does get worse. Hi, bubbies. Do you guys want to be on camera? I'm just taking a moment to relax. I mean, to be fair, I've been painting for like 2 hours, so I'm gonna take a little. But like, here we go. Here are the boys. Here are 2 of the boys. Don't be worried about Achilles having a little bit of goop by his eyes. That just kind of happens. The vet said it's okay. His eyes get a little bit goopy because he's a special little guy. He's not in any kind of pain. I just want to make people aware of that. They might not have seen Achilles and his weird eye before, but he's in good health. At least as good a health as we can expect him to be in. He had a rough start to life. So I don't know how many years I'm going to get with you, Achilles, but I'm going to enjoy literally every single one, because it's going to be your first Christmas in a few days. Is that my sweet boy Lobster? Is that my sweet boy Lobster? It is. And there, always wanting attention, is Mr. Hector. Mr. Hector. Hello. Hello, Hector. They've been attacking the tree. I don't know if I've shown you guys my Christmas tree. Here it is. I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks good. Hector concurs, although he's tried to destroy it several times. Achilles got big fast. I know. He grew up so fast. The trifecta. The little buddy squad. Yeah, it is pink. It is a very pink Christmas tree. It appears slightly more vibrant on camera than it does in real life, but there's not too much of a difference. Hector doesn't actually want to be on camera. He just wants to be pet. You also get a great view of my terrible carpet, which I still haven't replaced. Money is a thing that you need sometimes to do projects. I like the Little Buddy Squad. That's a good name for them. It's a good name for them. They've all been extremely naughty, but they're still putting up their stockings anyway. They're smart like that. They know I can't resist them. But we got some cat content. I know that's why everybody really tunes in. I know that's why you're here. I'm not mad about it. Hopefully, is this cocoa good to drink? We're gonna hope. It's drinkable. We've reached drinkable cocoa temperatures. Oh yeah, back to the desk. Sorry that the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, painting, is gonna happen. Oh, I'm so terrible for that. Hector, don't encourage them. Don't encourage the chat. I'm supposed to be painting miniatures, not doing a cat showcase. Yeah, I hear you. I do. I got paint all over my hand. That's unpleasant. Buddy, can I go back to painting? Does every little bit of attention have to be about you all of the time? Has to be the Hector show now? This is the Hector show. That's what Josh has confirmed. And you agree? The nerve! This is not the Hector show. This is my channel. If you want to do a Hector show, Hector, you're gonna have to cater to your own audience and build up a following, a network, set up collabs. I don't know that you're gonna be able to do that. I don't know that you're gonna be able to do that. I want to at least try to get some black stripes on these parts. See how that looks. So, try that. I think I need more black paint. Heck, come on, you gotta leave me alone. I gotta paint. Gotta paint. Hector Canny Meownatures. Hector the Collector. Oh, that's actually really cute. Yeah, I liked it too, Hector. I told them. We can cuddle later. I'm painting now. You're gonna have to wait. He's very talkative this evening. Do not pull the fabric down. You're gonna get lukewarm cocoa on you, and then you're gonna be mad. And then you're gonna try and lick it out of your fur, and it's chocolate, and that's not gonna work. So I need you to run along, buddy. I need you to run along. Because you're making painting these stripes way more complicated than it needs to be. Go sit on the couch. Watch the movies with your brothers. I'll be done in a little bit. I will. Thank you for changing the angle of the camera, Heck. I appreciate that. He's now just flopped under the desk. And Achilles can review the chewiness of different miniatures. Yeah, he would love that. Honestly, anytime he gets to bite things that he's not supposed to be biting, he's very happy. Although, admittedly, sometimes he will run up to me and bring me a piece of trash, and then I'll hold out my hand, and he'll just drop the trash in my hand. And that's extremely cute. I have saved a little bottle cap. That was the first thing he ever ran up and handed to me. Because it was just so darn cute, I couldn't handle it. Yeah. He will charm the shit out of you, so you gotta be careful with that one. He's kind of got me wrapped around his finger at this point. Although, fortunately for me, he doesn't actually have fingers. So we can exploit that to our advantage. I don't know what you're playing with down there, Hector, but I know it's something you're not supposed to have. I'm hoping that adding these stripes doesn't push this, like, into a Beetlejuice space that it doesn't need to be in. So that looks sandworm adjacent. Achilles paints miniatures to look like cats. I don't know that Achilles would be able to paint anything. I would love if my cats were talented enough to paint miniatures. It would, however, mean that all of my channel efforts have been completely irrelevant, because who's going to watch a human paint when they could watch a cat paint? No, we ain't talking about Dune. No Dune. I'm done with Dune. I give up on Dune. I wanted to like Dune. I wanted to kind of get on the Dune hype train. Be like, oh, maybe I'll like Dune. Maybe I'll think it's cool. It's about space. I like space. I just don't think I like Dune. I don't think I do. I gave it a try, but it's not for me. I'm probably going to want to weather these pretty heavily as well. So, like, maybe after painting on the stripes and getting base coats on the other parts, I'll throw on a wash of Reikland Flesh Shade and see where we end up with that. Yeah, Hector's still under the desk. He's chilling under there. He has not left. I just stopped petting him. Which, of course, is a great crime in the realm of being Hector. So now he's trying to throw a temper tantrum. There's a lot of similarity between cats and young children. I assume. I haven't been around a young child in quite a while. I wouldn't say I'm great with young children, but I'm good with cats. He's found some piece of garbage to chew on, I'm sure. I was about to dip my paintbrush into the cocoa. I'm glad I'm not the only one who doesn't like Dune. I didn't like Dune. I didn't like Sandman. I didn't like Wednesday. What else didn't I like this year that I watched that a lot of people liked and were like, why don't you like this thing? Didn't like Transformers the movie. I know I had some other hot takes. I don't remember what they were. Hey, no scratching, heck. We've talked about this. You can't scratch. You need to get out from under the desk, bud. You do. You're not being reasonable. I'm gonna have to get the spray bottle, buddy. I'm sorry. But I can't have you messing up my work like this. I don't know where I put the spray bottle. Ugh. There it is. Well, I haven't declawed any of my cats because you really shouldn't. It's extremely bad for them. But when they scratch at me, I have to get them to stop doing that. So that's something that usually is the point where the spray bottle comes out. People will say that you can train your cats to do things, and I'm sure there are some people in this world who can. I, unfortunately, am not one of them, so I do have to employ things like a spray bottle. It's the compromise between not having to declaw my cats and needing them to, you know, stop clawing needlessly at humans. He wants attention, and I'm not giving it to him. So I understand what he's trying to get out of this. And I don't blame a cat for not understanding the concept of a human being busy. Damn, Fiverr hating hour. Listen, if we were here taking my hot takes, we could be here for a while. There is plenty of stuff that I don't like that lots of people like. Oh, can we, while I'm drinking cocoa, can we talk about, I assume, again, that you've seen the Titan video, and maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But can we talk about how freaking cute Achilles was in that intro? I mean, he was being a naughty boy trying to pull an ornament off the tree. But, like, that was just a great little clip that I managed to catch of him. He's so cute. Achilles is the best. He is a cute little bugger. Make no mistake. He's a mischievous one, but he's quite adorable. I'm very lucky to have him. I'm very glad he ended up with me. He might not ever realize it, but I think he's pretty lucky to have me too. Considering I've spent like not over $900 in vet bills in less than a year since I got him, because he's a complicated little man sometimes, I like to think he's very lucky to have me too. Eventually, I'm probably going to have to spend more on him if he needs a surgery to have his eye removed and his face stitched up. The vet says to just keep monitoring it and see if and when that problem occurs. But if it ever becomes recommended as a preventative measure, I'm going to go ahead and have him undergo that, because I want him to get, you know, as many years as he can. He's probably not gonna be around as long as the others, but Achilles has proved tons of people wrong before, and he's never once shown any sign that he gave a single fuck about his initially small size, missing eye, or dismal prospects at life. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Achilles lives to be like 30 and sets a new world record for oldest cat. He is a creature of fury and spite a lot of the time, so it would suit him, honestly. I love him to death. Some cats, they just have other plans, you know? I remember when I had to keep Achilles quarantined from my other cats when I first got him. So he was just in the upstairs. I remember him just tearing around up there at all hours of the day, playing with his toys. I was never in any doubt as to how he was doing, because he was always active. And then I'd come up and bring him some food, and he would ignore it because he wanted to play, and I'd be like, "No, sir, you have to eat your food." And he'd only eat if I was paying attention to him and talking to him. Now, of course, he eats whenever, but he was such a particular little guy then. I think it's very clear that I have a great deal of affection for these cats. They're very important to me. Very, very important. And Achilles, even though you're a naughty boy, you're definitely getting some Christmas presents this year. Oh, man. Sorry, I could wax poetic about these cats until probably the end of time. Some people talk about really finding a purpose with their life, and I don't know if I'll ever particularly do that for myself. Um, but I do think that I was supposed to have found Achilles. I really do. I love, of course, Lobster and Hector with all my heart as well. But there is something about the fact that I very much had to nurse this cat back to health that I do believe that I was supposed to have come across him. We were supposed to have found each other. That was set about as a predestined sort of thing. It was always going to happen. It was always meant to happen. I hope other people feel that way about their pets. Not sure if that's normal or not. Local cat too spiteful to die. Yeah. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. I think those stripes look pretty good. All things considered. A little creepy clown man. Some of this could stand to be straightened up a bit. And then I think I'll try and do the red stripes on the gloves. In the pants. Let's see where we end up with that. There's a lot of stripes in the old McDonald's. Oh no! Winnie continues to earn her name as the Black Dread by behaving dreadfully. She's so damn cute, though. Every time you post a photo of her, I'm like, oh my god, look at that little girl. Look at how cute. Yeah, I do really like this, damn it all. It's gonna be painting so many stripes. These guys are gonna take forever. But they do look good. I imagine a little bit of weathering is only gonna make them look better. I want to see if I can get just a little farther, but I am losing my ability to paint neatly, which is unfortunate. I was painting a little bit earlier today. My hands start to get shaky after a while. Plus, like, there's a chill in the air, which is never great for needing to to focus on things. But we'll see what we can manage to get done. I don't know why I always make excuses. It's not like I've spent any small amount of time painting. Like, I've done a good bit. No one's gonna be like, wow, you really phoned it in on this one. No one's ever said that. I'm glad that you guys as an audience don't particularly mind when I randomly am like, hey, I painted this model and I don't like the direction that it went at all. Let me pivot completely. So let's shake this up and do something else. I appreciate that from you, truly. Makes me feel more free in testing out color schemes and trying new ideas. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it a lot. I'm not always the best with change. I feel bad when I change plans, but you know, this is for my own project. Like, I'm the one that has to be satisfied with these minis because I'll be the one using them in games. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to you. I do think, however, that is unfortunately the end of how much I can hold my focus on this. So, although he's half finished, we can compare him. And this has a much better color balance to me overall. It's got better contrast. I like the concept more. He might be doomed to be reprimed as the McDonald's squad takes hold. I will keep you updated on the progress of these little Necromunda guys. I hope that you'll, tune in next time when I paint some. Probably won't do a little stream for the next couple of days because I'll be busy celebrating. If you all celebrate Christmas, I wish you a merry one, and I hope that you get lots of nice things. Your support really has meant a lot to me over the past couple of months, especially the feedback I've been getting on the Titan, which I really did think that video was going to bomb terribly. And to have it end up being one of my top performing videos ever, it means a whole lot more than I can put into words. So forgive me for being a little sentimental at the end of this stream, but you guys do mean a lot to me. I really appreciate you for being here. A very Merry Christmas to you all, and I'll be sure to check in with you before the new year. Everybody have a good night.